Inflation is the rate at which the general level of prices for goods and services rises over time, leading to a decrease in the purchasing power of money. Here's a breakdown of how inflation works. Inflation occurs when there is an imbalance in the economy, and it can be driven by several factors. Demand pull inflation. Cause increased demand for goods and services exceeds supply. Example, if consumers suddenly want more smartphones than manufacturers can produce, prices will rise. Cost push inflation. Cause rising production costs such as wages or raw materials push up prices. Example, if the cost of oil increases, transportation and production costs for many goods also rise, leading to higher prices. Built-in inflation. Cause workers demand higher wages to keep up with rising costs of living, and businesses pass these costs onto consumers. Cycle. Higher wages leading to higher costs, which then lead to higher prices, and this in turn leads to demand for higher wages. Inflation is typically measured using price indices. Consumer Price Index, or CPI, tracks changes in the prices of a basket of goods and services commonly purchased by households. Producer Price Index, or PPI, measures price changes from the perspective of producers. Purchasing power. Money buys less over time, eroding savings if wages don't keep pace. Borrowers versus lenders. Borrowers benefit as they repay loans with money that is worth less, while lenders lose value on their loans. Uncertainty. High inflation can create uncertainty, discouraging investment and long-term planning. Governments and central banks use policies to control inflation. Monetary policy. Central banks like the Federal Reserve adjust interest rates and money supply. Higher interest rates reduce spending and borrowing, cooling inflation. Lower interest rates encourage spending and investment. Fiscal policy. Governments may adjust taxes and spending to influence economic activity. Hyperinflation, extremely high inflation where prices rise uncontrollably, like in Zimbabwe in the late 2000s. Deflation, prices decrease, which can lead to reduced consumer spending and economic stagnation. Imagine you buy a loaf of bread for $1 today. If inflation is 5% per year, the same loaf of bread will cost $1.05 next year. If your income doesn't increase by at least 5%, your purchasing power decreases. Inflation is a natural part of most economies but needs to be managed to prevent excessive economic instability. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Q&A.